my fellow movie lovers, and welcome back to Rants, Ratings, and Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about The Invisible Man. Critics and audiences alike really enjoyed this movie, so I had some pretty high hopes. And let me just say, I really hated this movie with my entire heart. I just didn't enjoy hardly anything about it. For those of you who don't know, The Invisible Man follows Cecilia, a woman who's trapped in her abusive and manipulative husband. Nope. For those of you who don't know, The Invisible Man follows Cecilia, a young woman who's trapped in her manipulative and abusive husband Adrian's iron claws. The movie opens as she escapes from their bedroom late at night, and once she escapes and goes on to live with her life, she thinks all is well, even after she hears that Adrian has committed suicide. But she soon learns that Adrian isn't really gone, and he's found a way to make himself invisible. It may sound like an interesting film, I thought so too, but it's really not all it's cracked up to be, and there are many reasons I did not like this movie. I can't deny that Elisabeth Moss is a fantastic actress. She is amazing in everything she's been in. And she does a great job portraying her character Cecilia in this as well. She brings the character to life, she gives her emotion, you really feel for her. But that's about the only good acting job in this movie. All the other actors are at best mediocre, and the performances just are boring and unrealistic. And I hate to be that one person, but every single one of the characters in the movie is so incredibly annoying. I know that's probably not the actor's fault, it's the script, but still, they're so annoying, like, to the point where you wouldn't mind if any of them got killed off. They're just that annoying. Next on my long list of dislikes about this movie is the set design, and I know that sounds extremely weird, but I did not like the set at all. First of all, the vast differences between parts of the set just caught me off guard. Like the difference between Adrian's house and the rest of the buildings within the movie, there's just such a difference between them that it makes it feel unrealistic, if you know what I mean. Like, Adrian's house is so futuristic, and I know he's rich, and I know he's smart, and I know this isn't supposed to be a realistic movie, and I know I'm complaining a lot, but still, it's just too unrealistic and too sciencey compared to the bland, normal suburban homes that you find throughout the rest of the movie. It makes me feel like the creators of the movie didn't know if they should go with realism or sci-fi overall, so they just stuck with an awkward place in the middle, which just doesn't really work. And I'm not the biggest fan of sci-fi in general, so it may seem like I'm biased against this movie, but there are some sci-fi movies I like I Am Mother was an absolute beautiful movie. But anyway, so I'm not completely biased against sci-fi, but it's just stuck in an awkward place, if you know what I mean. And it's like they almost tried to mix in a little bit of horror with this, with how some of the scenes are set up, and the overabundance of blood. It makes it seem like they were trying to make this almost like a scary movie, a sci-fi movie, a realistic movie, all together, and it just doesn't work correctly. It's just too much. And as you can see, I really don't like movies that can't decide what genre they want to be. Okay, I need to calm down. Another thing I didn't like about this movie was the screenplay and the script, because a lot of the things the characters did and said just really didn't make sense overall, and there were a lot of irrational decisions that real people in real life wouldn't have made, and some weird things just people wouldn't have said. This movie also does one of those things that I just can't stand, where they build up and build up and build up towards a big scene, so overly long and dramatic that it just becomes boring and unimportant, and the scene they're building up to is just not all it's cracked up to be and not worth all the build-up. But it's so disappointing, because I thought a remake of The Invisible Man would be so cool and so exciting, but it's just not. It's just boring and cheesy, and I'm like really disappointed because I was kind of looking forward to it. I'm sure somebody out there was like, oh god, this movie's so scary. But it's just really not. I don't know if they made some sort of sorry little attempt to make it scary, but it's just not. It just feels muddled and confused, to be honest. And I'm sure a lot of you have already seen the movie and are probably going, "But Kylie, this is such a good movie, I don't know what you're talking about." Well, to that I say, I don't think it is, so just kidding, I'm not trying to be mean, but I just really didn't like this movie. And if you just decided to skip to the end of this video because you're bored with it, that's fine too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, in a list, all the things I didn't dislike. What? I don't know what I just said, but I'm just gonna give you a list of all the things I dislike about the movie, just in case you were too lazy to watch the whole video. First of all, I don't like the script or the screenplay. None of it makes sense, and it's just mediocre and boring. The confusion between all the genres just didn't work for me. The only good actor was Elisabeth Moss, and just none of the movie really makes sense, and it's all boring, and the ending was just another letdown to an entire letdown of a movie. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. There actually is one itty-bitty little thing I liked about this movie, and that was the film score. The music in this movie is pretty rad. It's actually really tense and really good, and I really would have loved it in a movie that wasn't this one, because this movie sucks. I'm sorry, creators of the movie, please don't hunt me down. But yeah, the film score is really good, and I feel like it would have been good in an actual horror movie, not one that's trying to pretend to be one. I guess it's time for me to give my score on the soon-to-be legendary score scale. So my score for this movie is, drum roll please, a whopping 3 out of 10. God, I hate this movie. But yeah, guys, that was my review for The Invisible Man, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe, and if you didn't, that's okay too. If you've seen the movie and have your own opinion on it, feel free to leave that in the comment section and tell me what you thought of it. Thanks, guys, and have a great day, and please never watch this movie ever.